This is David Lindsay from Phantom Leap Education. You've heard it all before. You hustle, you grind, you get up early at 4 a.m. to beat the rush. It doesn't matter whether it's rain, hail or shine. You get up and you get started. You get working while everyone else is asleep. This ubiquitous advice is crafted to motivate us to work harder so that we can all achieve our dreams. This is usually financial freedom. On the surface, it seems reasonable. Just work hard and you'll get the results you want, because if you grind with your blood, sweat and tears, you'll get there in the end. But is it a guarantee that putting all the effort will actually result in victory? What if it's all invested into the wrong process, or you've gone down the wrong path? Does everyone function in the same way at 4 a.m.? The assumption of these motivations requires that you have to know exactly where and how you're going to get to your destination. Your plan must be as close to perfect as possible, like a simple input-output model with limited variables in between. If there are variations, it assumes that you know how to navigate yourself back onto course. What happens to those who have broken their backs trying to achieve what they set out to do while following these advices religiously, and yet they've still failed? It is always easier to reduce everything to some catchy phrase to pass along from group to group. It's got a fantastic ring to it. It's simple and easy to remember. Yet, in that simplicity, a whole gamut of caveats are omitted. Do we assume that people have the cognitive ability to understand the intentions of the full advice? It's not literally just grinding and hustling, but this is a simple reminder, like the keywords of a longer message. This reasoning may be plausible if not for the instant gratification that most people crave for when listening to their favourite influencers. They are in the moment and atmosphere, or their excitement narrows their cognitive ability to discern and extrapolate the breadth of the message. Their focus is on the influencer, giving them some life-changing advice on how they can also achieve greatness. Forget the small details, who's got time for that? Anyway, it will be uncool to be lengthy about a punchline. It's like explaining a joke to someone after you've told it. Brevity is the key, otherwise it's no longer funny. So what happens to the people who follow this advice blindly? The ones who wake up at 4 a.m. and don't have any idea what their day should entail. Or those who are so amped up to get going that they reach out and do whatever they can just to feel productive, even if they're heading in the complete wrong direction. And what happens when you get to your wit's end? When you're burnt out and you just simply don't have the results to show for all the hard work, all the blood, sweat and tears that you've put into this project. Who's to blame? Would it be fair for them to feel bitter about the process, and more so the realization that they're simply not good enough? For someone to follow the advice of those in a position of power and influence so religiously and end up spinning their wheels would be a tragedy. They would blame themselves for being stupid, or they'd think that there's something wrong with them, with little realization that they've been gaslit the whole time. The underlying danger with these simplistic and reductionist advice is that it persuasively places the blame on those who follow it. It takes no responsibility for its incompleteness, and just like a narcissist, it lashes out and destroys the host for not achieving what they wanted. But what about those millionaire influencers? They've hustled and ground and they've achieved greatness. These cases do actually exist. But what you don't see is a myriad of advisors, coaches and people that support them, that analyse all the options and guide them in the right direction. Why should the influencers mention their support network if their whole spiel is for you to work hard and grind? At the end of the day, these advices are not false. However, they are misleading at best, because they've missed the other half of the core component. Telling someone to grab the opportunities with both hands when only allowing them to use one arm. This is David Lindsay from Phantom Leap Education. Discover your possibilities.